The MSI Claw 135H, 155H has the most banging speakers I have ever heard in my life. Listen to this. You hear that? You hear that? Do you feel that? This is why I adore my MSI Claw for my niche use case, and I want to tell you why. This may not be you. It may not be many of you. I don't know. But for the people who understand how brutal it can be to use so many handhelds and never get the full speaker, the full audio immersion experience. I have all these x86 handhelds, and yet the one I use the most is the MSI Claw. Why? It just is. It's funny. I feel like I'm not supposed to like it. I'm not supposed to actually go and use it, but that's the one I always reach for. Seriously, like in the last month. Ergonomics, okay, like the weight is balanced pretty decently. It is heavy, but it happens to have the right ergonomic bump out with the weight combined that just feels right to hold. Beyond that, the face buttons are workable. The D-pad is not enjoyable. The joysticks work fine, and yet it's still the one that I reach for, and I don't know what to say about that. It just is. The chip isn't going to be playing your AAAs in the most efficient way possible. No. The MSI Claw for me is just a banging indie machine. I'm talking The Messenger, I'm talking Super Meat Boy, I'm talking Cuphead. Really platforming indie games with good music. This is the handheld for me. Now the one that I'm showing here in the footage here is one that I was sent for review by MSI. No money has changed hands. All views and opinions are my own. If you're interested in these, there is a sale right now at Costco. You can get it for a pretty hefty discount. Check Amazon, check Best Buy. My backstory with the Claw is I actually borrowed it from a friend, Team Retrogue. And Mikhailov from Team Retrogue just sent it to me. He's like, play with the Claw, let me know what your thoughts are on it. And to be honest, I never even turned the dang thing on. I felt it, I touched the buttons, I felt everything, and I said, nope, this is as bad as they said. This is as bad as they said. I boxed it back up and sent it off to my buddy Aish over at the channel Aish Talks Tech. He took a look at it. He also said, no, I don't think this is it. But then something, I don't know, I went to Computex and I got back and I talked to MSI there and I said, maybe I should take a look at that Claw again. I finally turned it on, I set it up. There's really no rush for a video. They were just like, yeah, take a look at it. They wanted me to try out the latest firmware update and see if it improved performance or I enjoyed it. And for the first, I don't know, week or two, I turned it on, I used it, I was like, all right, you know, whatever. And then finally one day, I loaded up an indie game, and I heard this sound come out of the speakers. And it was at that moment that I was like, it perked my ears. I've been covering these handhelds for what, 4 years, 5 years now? Have I ever really talked about the speaker experience to any of you that much? Do I spend much time on that? Not really, because I'm like, that's secondary. We always want to know, how's the screen look? What games can it play? You know, what's the performance like? What are these hard specs on this thing? The speakers are always an afterthought. As I'm playing these games, I start to hear the details, okay, in the music. I start to hear the trebles. I start to hear the sound separated. I hear the mid-range. I hear the bass. I hear the soundtrack come alive. All of a sudden, I'm playing a different game. I'm playing a different experience. I'm having a virtual reality sort of experience with a handheld, and it's like I've never listened to a soundtrack before. here I am loading up every Steam game that has a decently scored soundtrack. I'm the guy now in Steam with like, oh, I'm gonna go buy the soundtrack because these speakers sound that freaking good. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and go, you don't just have to play a game, open up YouTube on the dang thing, like YouTube Music. Now what I want you to do is wrap your hands around those handles. And I want you to feel the oomph, the freaking oomph that you have in the body that's resonating, because the MSI Claw is a thick boy. It's a big, thick boy. It's heavy, it's hefty. But you know what that is good for? Freaking the speakers! The speakers, there's so much of a body, a resonating chamber to just enhance that sound. And you can feel your game soundtrack like never before. But wait, there's more, okay? Because it's surrounding you and it sounds badass and it sounds good and it sounds all things that are good come out of those speakers. And so I'd never experienced this before. Like, you feel this satisfying kind of almost vibration in your hands, and you feel the oomph of the bass, you hit the mid-range, you hear the treble, and it just sounds wonderful. Like, it just sounds awesome. And so I'm just at this point, I'm just looking up music on YouTube Music and watching concerts and just holding the freaking handheld. And now people make fun of me for this, but lately on the podcast as a joke, I've been holding it like a boombox, okay? Now I've been walking around the house with like a boombox. My kids think I'm very cool. My wife thinks I'm just too cool for school. Probably not for most people a reason to buy an MSI Claw. But for those of you out there who are looking for a Windows handheld that can play all your retro games, a decent amount of your Windows library, all your indies, some AAA, and you want just some banging speakers to enjoy your game soundtracks and other music, I can think of no better handheld currently than the MSI Claw. And now the new 8 with the fancier chip and the bigger 80 watt-hour battery, 8-inch screen. Yeah, now that one is going to be coming out soon. And it's going to be the same speakers, so I hear, and the same audio software and the same everything there, just a bigger chamber to reverberate. So that one could be even bigger feeling and bigger sounding and just banging badass. And we've been seeing some re-reviews lately. Check out the Fox's re-review. You know, it's like with the price drop now on the 135H, I've seen as low as $500. The open box units at Best Buy can go even lower. Just used units in general. If you're focused on the joystick, the face buttons, you use the triggers a bit, and then the ergonomics of the device are really good, at least for big hands. Like, the best ergonomics I've actually experienced on a Windows handheld to date is on the MSI Claw. So there's my take on why I like it. Until the next one, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what? And share too, to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks to our channel members, patrons, and subs for making this channel possible. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 a month. Join us in our Discord to chat and play games. And until next time, this has been Stubbs with RH. Take care of those handhelds, everybody, and each other.